Good day, stoners. It's time to back up with your girl. And let's roll up. So, let's get to this. Let's roll up. Glad to be here. Hope you guys are glad to be here too. It's time to get comfortable too. Let's do that too. Let's get comfortable. Let's roll up. Because in an hour, we're gonna have to get our shit done if we haven't already. Like, you could be going to sleep right now, you could be waking up right now. Whatever it is, still got shit to do. Damn, what is today? Where the hell I be at? Oh yeah, I took these. I just didn't take these off. Okay. It says on the calendar for August 9th, Wednesday. It says a lot of things like, no, not really. It says, did you know that more than 700,000 people are arrested for marijuana in the U.S. each year? What a bummer. Wow. What a bummer. That's a lot of fucking dollars. No, think about it. How many police you have to be passed around to in order to get into the jail cell and out of the jail cell? That's a lot of fucking cops per person. They got to get paid for them to be able to transport people. First of all, you got to pay the motherfuckers to kidnap a person. Then you got to pay them to transport a person throughout the kidnapping process. And you got to pay them to let them go. Then you got to pay them to kidnap them again every time you see them, because you know they're kidnappable. So they're always going to have something like weed on them. And you can always scare them, but it's not supposed to be what they do. To 700,000 people a year. That is a bummer. I don't like that. Let's move on to something better. Okay? Let's please do that. Let's do that now. Like, this weed is the shit. In Vegas, Cannabis Magazine has a new issue. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know what's going on with them. It's like they don't come out on the 1st. For sure they don't. So don't expect this to be on time, ever. That is not how they do it. This is not how the weed community do things. We don't do everything on time. We do the most important shit on time. I guess. But if we don't want to, we don't have to. And we won't. So, the latest issue is very nice. I don't have a hard copy. So, what I'm going to do is read it until I can figure out how to get screen share on YouTube. I don't want to go any other sites like YouNow or whatever is out there, the knockoff sites. You know, they got a lot of knockoff YouTube sites out there. And I don't want to go to Twitter. I got Twitter and all that shit. I just don't want to go on their live. It's just, I'm loyal like that. I'm super loyal. Like, mountains gotta move to make me not be loyal. For me to, like, switch it up, even. I still would be loyal. I just might have to switch it up. But mountains have to move for me to move. Put it like that. That's how stubborn I am. Seriously, mountains have to move. Or I won't move. I won't budge. When I make a decision, I'm sticking with it. To death. Or to the end of the life of that situation. About time. On the magazine. Oh, we gotta find out what the horoscopes are too. This is August. Yes. We didn't do them this month, apparently. And I gotta find out where I found those horoscopes. Those weed horoscopes. We gotta do them every month. Because we gotta know what kind of weed we should be smoking this month for sure. And the front cover has Bob Marley on it. I mean, not Bob Marley. What's his name? Sorry, all you Bob Marley fans. Well, here we go again with this electronic issue. It's difficult to navigate these damn things. Because you push the wrong button. What's it saying? Okay. Damian Marley. Damian. I got a brother named Damian. Hey, if you guys know him, he kind of look like E40. And I heard he lived in Texas. That's what I heard. For real. If you know Damian, Finger. His last name's Finger. It's nothing that you can forget. Tell him to come fuck with your girl. He's my long lost brother. I don't know where the fuck he is. I heard he was in Texas though. And I want to know before we deceased in this world. So, hey, if y'all know a dude named Damian Finger, he's really got some black ass lips. They're like that. He ain't the darkest man. He's dark. But he look like E40 in the shape. Probably stand and walk like E40 too. Probably talk a little like E40. So he ain't hard to spot if y'all know him. He's not hard to forget. I'm fanning out. Like Wendy Williams say, fan out. Fanning out. If y'all know this nigga, tell him to hit me up. So we can fucking party and smoke. Right? Cut some hair, make some money, do some brother and sister shit. So, Vegas cannabis bag. What's in a name? Cannabis strain, authentication, and classification. Now this is a good one. I skimmed it. And what I start to do now is I go to the end and I read the conclusion and I'll be like, oh, this is a good article or not. So I don't have to be like wasting too much of our time reading shit and then be like, oh, fuck this article. Half picture. So this was great because I was saying this before about how we need to get we need to get weed a legitimate classification. As far as names go, because this shit is difficult. Okay, and they're going to put it in better words than I did. So, let's read it. Cannabis has emerged from the black market with the lack of horticultural or ergonomic standardized naming conventions. Instead, the use of acronyms and non-standard abbreviations has made it increasingly difficult to have confidence about what is on the market and to make effective comparisons, and has created additional uncertainty over the ability to trademark or patent strains. See, I would have never woke up at 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning or finna go to sleep at 5 in the goddamn morning and would have been like, oh, let me say it like this. That's too much energy. You know? And I want to, like, save some of my energy for more fun things, like sweetening it up and shortening it up and just throwing it out there like I always do. But, you know, there's always a language barrier. Even in the English language, you can't always understand people because people come up with their own language, you know? And accents make things hard to understand, too. You go to different parts of the country, people have such strong English accents that you don't understand them. It takes practice. So, that's another reason I read these, because me just saying it is one thing. Somebody else saying it in these words can send the message to somebody else who, like me, seem to like it when they put it like this. I like it the way they word it. It makes me feel so official and smart and educated, because we get through this shit and it's like 4:20 in the morning, you know? Like, who the fuck does that? Me. We do. Right, we get up and educate ourselves on our weed smoking before we drive down the street illegally with it in our pocket or in our mouth. I didn't say I do that. I'm just saying we, so we can pretend that I do. Like, yeah, let's pretend I do. We together in this. We are together in this, but oh, let's see. All right, let's see. That was just sentence number 2. Well, okay. Why does this matter? Good question. I've been hearing a lot of good ass questions lately. How can a cannabis strain authentication? Is that right? Authentication. Whatever. How can a cannabis strain authentication and classification system be created? That's another good question, even though it was difficult. And I'm getting the answers too, so that's what makes it really better for me to have these questions. I don't have to just sit here and ponder myself. What the fuck would that answer be? You know? So I'm getting good questions and good answers, right? The first step toward authenticating cannabis cultivation would be to throw out the tradition of strain. Oh, that's a good idea. Because it fucking really is just so fucking annoying. I always say flavors. No, I don't always say flavors. I try to say what flavor of weed do a person like. What brand do you like? Or just what's your favorite weed? Because it's going to take a long ass time for us to get this shit situated. As much weed is out there. Ooh. Yeah, okay. So, the first step toward authenticating cannabis cultivation would be to throw out the tradition of strain naming and replacing it with the ergonomic and horticultural convention of cultivar names. Which means what? While plant varieties often occur in nature and breed, true cultivars are selected and cultivated by humans and usually must be propagated vegetatively for true to type clones. Okay? Gotta let that settle. Propagated. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll move on. For example, okay, the strain Blue Dream will become the cultivar Cannabis sativa CV Blue Dream. Jeez. I don't think I'm going to understand this too well because they're coming up with all these new words again. Damn it. They be making up new words for this. Weed is tripping me out because I'm thinking the English language was going to stop growing one day. Nope. Came up with a whole new category of words, I guess. A whole new reason to make up new words. Every damn thing. I don't even know these words because they've been existing all our lives. They are new to me. Fucking hell. I can't remember all this shit. It's too early. But I'm gonna try. Let's try. It's first thing in the morning. It is kind of early, but weed helps absorb. Weed help my brain absorb this shit. If not, we can always go back and read it again. That's why it's here. Right? But I'm trying to absorb it now so I don't have to go back and do it again. But I can go back and listen to myself talk about it again, right? Duh. That's another reason I record it. That I don't have to read this shit twice. I can just listen to myself talk. And smoke with myself. That's kind of weird. I never even thought about it like that now, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it like, if I'm watching myself, would I smoke with myself? Nah. I don't know yet. I'm gonna get back to this though. Yeah. Coming in line with wait a minute. The combination of the Blue Dream cultivar name. Nope. I need a bookmark for this shit, but I don't want to move the screen because if I move it too much the wrong way, I could fuck up the whole show. Because I fucked up and turned the page. Okay. So we said, what did we say last? Did I go down too far? This shit is annoying. Throw away the names, for example. Oh yeah, this shit is confusing. Alright, the second step will be to associate a reference chemotype and genotype with cannabis sativa CV Blue Dream. Maybe this is grower talk, okay? Maybe this is the session that growers understand the most. That's what I'm going to say. I'm just trying to absorb it. I know at the end I understood this is basically, what I said is what I said. And what I said is what they saying, but they saying it with these extra long, extra new words and in better detail than I said it. So, I feel like I'm reading Spanish a little. Like, not Spanish, some language that I don't know. I gotta learn. So, maybe y'all understand this. Growers, this might be the grower session. Maybe when I get smarter about this, I'll understand more about what I just read. So, I'm gonna just keep going for now. It's interesting. The combination of Blue Dream cultivar name with its chemotype and reference genotype would authenticate it. Chemotype and genotype. Okay. I guess that means like its DNA is going to be like how you can brand each strain as Blue Dream specifically and not be like anybody can name their weed Blue Dream. That's what I'm assuming it means. Coming in line with ergonomic standards would help promote the legitimacy of the cannabis industry. In addition, consumers are willing to pay a premium for genotype authenticated flower. Yeah, this article is way deeper than I thought it was. I thought we were going to get through today. It's not happening. I'm not even through the first half of this article. And it's a lot to take in when they word it like this. But I don't know how they was going to get to it. I just said that's some shit we need to get to. We need to situate this shit. But now they're telling us, I guess, how they're going to do it, which is good because that means it's going to happen. So, like, we should separate the weed names like we have. The liquor store is so nicely organized. We should have our weed organized like that too, instead of having all these crazy ass names. And like I said too, we should have. Let me just read this shit because they gonna say everything that I say over and over again. So I'm just gonna stop repeating it. Various efforts have been underway toward classification schemes based on chemotypic data for cannabis that are currently being practiced. For example, Leafly strain tiles, David Scatcher's cannabis scope, Ethan Russo and Mark Lewis's phytofacts. Wow, I didn't know anything about those, but I'm finna find out. That lead them to propose and describe three major chemovar. It says chemovar superclasses based on the phytocannabinoid and terpene content to enable patients to easily, visibly distinguish particular attributes for optimal therapeutic impact. Oh, geez. And genotypic-centric efforts at cannabis phylogeny are also underway by several groups, including Phylos Galaxy, Medical Genomics, Canopedia, and various academic groups, including those of Jonathan Page and Nolan Kane. Both approaches, chemotypic and genotypic, are aimed to give cannabis consumers more confidence in what they are purchasing. Where's that? Understand? Thank you. What is now on the horizon is a classification approach using both chemo profiling and gene profiling tied down to a formal registry of cannabis cultivars. Because of federal restrictions, the cultivar registry would have to be managed on a state-by-state basis. All stakeholders should participate, from growers to state departments of agriculture to scientists actively working on this area. State regulatory agencies will need to be active participants in creating and overseeing a cannabis registration. There are hopeful signs from the Association of Official Seed Certifying Agencies. Whoa, that's good. With their interest in forming a varietal hemp working group. The main barrier will be changing human behavior, given that cannabis variants have been introduced, named, and hybridized at will until now. Hybridized. I'm hybridized, y'all. I'm fucking with that word. Hybridized. I'm hybridized. That is the funniest. I love it though. I think the motivating event for adoption of a new nomenclature will occur in California, where recreational cannabis comes online in 2018. What? See, I done missed some shit. I can't be missing here. I can't be not here every day. I can't be missing single days and shit like that because I'm missing a lot. We gotta go to California magazine to see what the fuck that's all about. California will be the largest cannabis recreational market and the biggest agricultural company in the United States. Only. I don't give a fuck what they say. Only because California is so damn big. Wait till Texas get this shit. Texas is pretty damn big too. I'm not sure who's bigger in population or size, but that's just my opinion about California being the biggest whatever. Cannabis cultivation will mature rapidly, and the cannabis industry will be one important part of that process as the industry rapidly evolves toward big agriculture versus boutique cannabis growers. In both instances, cannabis cultivar authentication will be the key to success in keeping market share. We do not have a complete assemblage of the genes involved in what we believe are the pertinent pathways that contribute to the pharmacological activities of cannabis, nor do we have a complete picture of the human genetic variants that contribute to a therapeutic outcome. Okay. Nobody's expecting us to have all the answers today. But this is pretty good. We can look to establish agricultural commodity industries as models to see how new research findings, such as elucidating terpene pathways in the case of cannabis or introduction of pest resistance in the case of wheat, can easily be incorporated, lead to registration of new cultivar, and only strengthen the intellectual property position of specific cultivars. Nah, I would have never used all those damn words. I like to keep it short and simple because sometimes people don't have time for all of these extra long words, but sometimes it's necessary. So that's why I let them write it down and go through all of the research, and I just read it. I always predict. I like to throw my predictions out there just to show what I feel is going to happen and what should happen. I like to talk about what I feel about weed, and then get the facts from somebody else to just geek the show up even more, geek our heads up and let us know this is what's good. This is what we really want. This is because what I want, I believe is what you want too. That's why I bring it to you to be like, hey, this shit is really going to happen. If you with me, I'm letting y'all know we women. I need to roll up another joint. That was a baby joint with some wax. I had to wake up. I was like zombie-fied a second ago. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna finish this, and then I guess I don't think we're gonna have time for another article because this one's still kind of thick. We can look to establish agricultural commodity industries as models to see how. Oh, I just read that. Marketing and branding will require a more reliable experience or therapeutic outcome, and therefore tighter controls on authenticating what is actually being grown and processed. I mean, it sounds like they're taking the fun out of growing because it used to be so free and anybody could do it. And shit like that. It's like growing your own vegetables. You really know you can do it, but it takes so much work. It's easier to just go to the store and get some vegetables until they start making plastic vegetables, and then you gotta go back to growing your own. Right? So we gotta keep an eye on these fools. The federal government, the FDA now, You know, we gotta really keep an eye on this shit because this is real. This is a real plant, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to when they choose to take it from out of our control. It's one thing for them to have taken it from us and then give it back to us, and now they want to like run shit. They want to take it after we babied it. We raised the weed up to be so magnificent. I didn't raise it because I don't grow it, but the growers, you know, you weed. I'm weeding for y'all. Raised it all these years, kept it underground all these years, and brought it to be such a beautiful plant. And then the government want to think they're going to come in and motherfucking pesticide it up and tax it up. And, you know, no, we're not going to have it already. No. We're not going to let them run this shit. Y'all going to do it right. If y'all do anything, and we still going to have to be giving credits to the little guys, because little guys, you know how they do the little farmers. We can't do that to the little guys in the weed industry. We can't let them treat the weed farmers like they do the regular farmers, okay? Let's just never forget about the little growers, because they're the reason we're here today with any of this. If they wasn't persistent with their processes and going to jail for it, if they ever get caught and going back to doing it and stuff, for the love of weed, we gotta support them. We gotta keep them in business. We gotta fight for them too. We can't let the corporations just go and just like mass produce our weed just because we want a specific name. Then the love is gonna be gone. And when the love is gone, I don't know. I think it's gonna like, they could do anything they want to with it then. Honestly, if the love is gone, when they start putting machines in place of humans, that's when the love goes. And they can start doing whatever they want to with it. They can start throwing additives and shit in there. And we can start getting sick and not know why. Because they put it in the water or something. We have to stay on them. Start fucking with our weed, man. It's one thing they fucking with our food and our water. If they start fucking with our weed, it's going to be our fault. Because we didn't watch them. We know what they're doing to the food. Don't let them run away with our weed and be like, oh, here's something like weed. They already got fake weed out there. Leave it alone. Although a lot of information has been gathered by various cannabis labs and groups, because of the lack of standardization in analytical methods used to collect chemo profile data, one can never be fully confident with a cross-analysis. Likewise, because of non-standardized sequencing approaches in genotyping, not all genetic sequence data are comparable. The reality is that a cultivar classification system or registry could serve as a framework or point of reference so that Blue Dream grown in Boston could be compared to Blue Dream grown in California. Right? Which is another reason for us to be able to travel for the same flavor. You know? It's just going to be different. And then, okay, so you get to Boston for their Blue Dream. And it's going to be a little different. They're going to want you to come back. It's not going to be for the same thing either. They're going to like have their own store brand stuff. I think that's what, like, Walmart have their own store brands, and Targets have their own store brands, versions of stuff. I think this dispensary is going to have their brand, their store brand version of a Blue Dream, or just their store brand version of weed with their own specific label, like named after the store or some shit that they grew in that state. So you have the Boston Blue Dream. You're very familiar with Blue Dream from California and Boston, But also, you could get some Boston weed. Call it Boston weed. You're not going to get it anywhere else. You're only going to get it in Boston because it's Boston weed. Then from Boston, go to California, get some California weed. It's going to be called California weed because it's grown there. You have to go there to get it. But you still get to get your Blue Dream, even though it's California Blue Dream. You still get to get it anywhere you want to. It's just like you want to get the shit you're familiar with everywhere. But you also want to try different shit that you can't get anywhere. Right? That's what I mean. Blue Dream can be in every state, but they can be like their grow. But they should have their specific brand that draws you to that state too. So when you go to travel to that state, you can be like, I went and I had some of their brand this, and it makes the trip even more special. So you don't want to do something that you do at home when you're out of town. That's why you go out of town. You get it. Yeah, let me roll this up. Almost done. I need a new roller. Oh my god, look. It's gonna be over from my roller. Look, see, it's tearing up. And right here on the edges, it's getting really raggedy. Look at that. Just on the inside, like, see? Right there, those edges are getting really raggedy. I don't know if you can tell. I can't tell. Just on this side, not on this side. I guess it's because this side is closer and they've been rubbing up against the black part, the brown part. But you can see that. I know you can see that rip. This big old rip right here. I could tape it up and like it last a little longer, but I think I am going to tape it up and make it last a little longer because it still works. You know? The reality is that a cultivar classification system, I just read that down. Cannabis cultivar registration would ideally require full sequencing and chemoprofile data for the given cultivation technique. The registry would also serve the purpose of preventing the reuse of an already registered cultivar name. Basically. Because this shit is real. People don't want to admit it. People don't want to accept it. But it is. It's real. This is in your face. Real. Hey, you know what I'm going to start? I'm going to try to remember to greet you caretakers in the morning too. Instead of saying good morning stoners, I want to say good morning stoners and caretakers. I was going to say it a minute ago, but I forgot. So yeah, we're going to have clean, specifically labeled weed on the market. And that's another way to kind of, I guess, eliminate the black market. If you like against the black market. I'm not against the black market, but I am for this market, obviously. It's better. I'm a germaphobe. I guess all that other shit. I just don't be into all of this confusion. You know, it's not that I'm saying all weed's dirty because it came from a little grower. No, never that. I've smoked that shit before, but when it comes to long-term use, it do make you want to be like, makes me want to be like, what's in this shit? And make sure it stay consistently the same. Because people are irresponsible. And and dirty, and then will fucking lace your shit just because they want something from you that you're not willing to give them unless you are drugged up in a way that you have to be so that you can give them what they want. And if it wasn't for people being so fucking dirty, you could trust them. But you can't trust people like that. It's very risky to get your weed on the street. But most people in the weed community are not like that. But there's still a few people that are like always. There's always a few black sheep in the group. Yeah. There. I have to fix that title. I like that. So anyway. I think I could post this on Facebook or something. No, I can post this issue. I can't post this article by itself. I can post this issue. I mean, this article. I mean, this issue. So, yeah. So, if we have so many new articles in Vegas, I wonder, do we have any new articles for the TAHA version? Yep, we do. We got a June one. I didn't read. I don't think they are keeping all the articles. I mean, all the magazines up to date. But I'm glad they're keeping Vegas up to date. Because these are new magazines. These are really new ass magazines. This is the first time I ever read it. Totally brand new magazine. I love magazines because unlike books, they're not all super long and drawn out and super long, exhausting detail before they get to the climax, the end. You know, get to the point, give a lot of fun, spicy details, a couple of pictures. I love pictures. You know, picture books are still in for me. So that's why I'm into magazines. They're like picture books. Short, sweet, and colorful. So I don't have to use so much brain power. And some books are drawn out, and I'll be like, I'm reading this book for 5 days to have entertainment, but I'm really struggling to get through it because they just drag it out the way they do, the little details, and it's just like, some books just boring. Some books is just boring. And it take too long to get to the end. And I'd be like, first of all, for it to be this boring, it can't take me 5 days to read it and then think I'm going to stay reading them but throw this shit out. But anyway, it only take a little while to read a magazine article. And I guess I'm meant to read a whole magazine because that's what we've been doing. This is new to me. This is fun, though. This is the shit, though, to me, honestly. I love these magazines. I love sharing them with you. They are on Facebook and on Instagram. Somehow I can post these. I know. I'll figure it out. It's probably not going to happen today. Nope, not going to happen today. So anyway, well, not going to happen right now. But it could happen today. It depends on how distracted I get. So, anyway, thanks for rolling with me. And baking up with me. But, like I said earlier, we got shit to do, so we need to get done. So, let's do it. I didn't even do my heart this morning. I'm going to do it now. Hold on. Anyway. Have a high ass, dank ass, baked ass, incredible edible ass day. Hasta